Hi guys, this is Gina with Justice Well Drilling. I'm here to answer one of the biggest questions that we have from customers whenever they call our office, and that is how do I change the filter in my water filter system? So as you'll see here, we have our typical whole house filter water system. Okay, what you want to do first is you want to turn the water off to the water filter. So I'm just gonna turn that, and you'll see it's making noise and it's pushing water out. That's all totally fine. Okay, now as a part of your whole house filter that we install at Justice Well Drilling, you'll also get a wrench. This is the wrench that you'll see on your invoices. Okay, I'm going to take the wrench, slide it up the housing, and then I'm just going to loosen it up. Okay, now I'll take the wrench off and I'll just loosen it up the rest of the way by hand. Now be careful because water will be leaking from the housing. Okay, so now I'm just going to take it outside because I don't want to get water in my basement. Now what you want to watch for is there's a piece of plastic rubber at the top of the housing. That is called an O-ring. Be careful whenever you dump the water out that you do not lose that O-ring. Okay, then what I would do is I would take the cartridge out of the water filter housing, throw it away, and then replace it with a fresh new water filter cartridge. I don't have one, so we're just going to put the one that I'm currently using back in the housing, making sure that it lines up with the bottom. Okay, and I've still got my O-ring in there, as you can see. That O-ring is very important because without that O-ring you will not have a watertight seal, and when you put the housing back up into the water filter system, it'll leak. So make sure you do not lose that O-ring, very important. Okay, so now I'm just going to walk back in, making sure that my housing threads up, and just screw it back on there. Okay, I'm going to give it a nice tug with my wrench to make sure it's nice and tight. Now don't get it too tight because you want to be able to unscrew it later, obviously, but just get it nice and tight so that you don't have any leaking. Okay, and then I'm just going to turn this valve back open to create water flow. Now the true test is making sure that there's no leaks. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a couple minutes and make sure that I have no water leaking out of the water filter, and I don't, so we're good. If you do change your water filter and you notice any leaks, okay, just give it a couple more turns to make sure that's nice and tight on there. If it's still leaking, turn the water back off, completely unscrew it because you may have cross-threaded the housing whenever you were screwing it back on. Okay, if it's still leaking after you've done those two things, turn the water back off, unscrew the housing again, and make sure that O-ring is still in there because that O-ring is very important to create that watertight seal. As always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give us a call at our office, 828-724-4548. Thank you.